Now we're going to see something pop up on that screen there, and then that will tell us that we are live. Hello, everybody. Yes, we are live. Oh, yes, we are live. Get your feet off of the pedestal then. Uh-oh, we are not only live, but there are going to be three of us any minute. Any minute now, there are going to be three of us. I'm not sure if we can all three of us get in on the screen. Let me have my hand back. Say hello.
Wait, I feel like you need to move.
No.
Yeah.
It's like, hold on 1 second. No, that's it.
There we go.
That's
there you
there. Okay. So, Chris, is my head cut off?
No, you're perfect. I'm really surprised you can all three of you fit in.
Me too. Okay then. So, hello everybody. We are live with Off the Cuff, and yes, are you as surprised as we are? We're not really surprised. We just had dinner and we just thought, well, why not do an Off the Cuff? And I called Chris, and Chris said, yes, why not do an Off the Cuff? So before we begin, I'd like to say hello to Grey Eagle, who is just a bit crowded in here. He's standing just between us all. And I would like to say hello to Chris. Say hi, Chris.
Hello, Rosemary. Hello, Rhys. Hello, Samantha. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
What a family affair this is turning out to be, Chris. So what did you do today, Chris?
Today, I started a brand new job.
Wow. How did it go?
It went very quickly, and it was a pleasant day all around.
But now, for those of you who might be panicking just a little bit, you're thinking, what is Chris talking about? She started a new job. I thought she worked for Rosemary. Chris, do you still work for me? Do you still
Absolutely,
work for us?
I do. That's not going to stop.
Are you part of our team?
Yes.
And we've got Samantha here as part of the team. And say hello, Rhys.
Hello.
And Samantha, you say hello.
Hello.
And did I say hello? I did say hello to everybody. All right. So then we are off the cuff. Chris, do we have any people on?
We do, Rosemary. We have quite a few.
Oh, good. So what shall we talk about? Well, I just want to say that my grandson thinks I am the best cook ever. Is that right, Grace? Yeah.
You said Grace. I heard you say that. I was like, who is she talking to?
All right, we can see that it's going to be one of those evenings, can't we? You can see everybody listening, you can see what I have to put up with Rhys and Samantha. Okay. So you said that I was the best cook ever, right? And he also said even better than Mama, but not much better than Mama. You said that, didn't you? You said that. Except I then said, Mama makes the best mousse ever. She's the best at that. I actually don't make mousse, so they have it. So
That's the only thing you'll give me because you don't make it.
I don't make it. Maybe I'll learn to make it. Maybe I will make it. Why shouldn't I make it? Anyway, Chris, so I've been cooking in the kitchen today. We had chicken and Yorkshire puddings, and Rhys had salmon with rice and Yorkshire puddings. Yorkshire puddings are your favourite, right? And so, Chris, what have you been up to? You've been working, but you've also been working for us as well, right?
Absolutely. Keeping right along in your emails, which are quite busy. So everyone should have gotten the newsletter, right?
I'm not. Did you get the newsletter? Because yes, we have it. Did anybody out there? Is there anybody out there? First of all,
did you get
is there anybody who didn't get the newsletter? And if you didn't get the newsletter and you're wondering what's all this about a newsletter, you need to subscribe. So go to my website, rosemaryaltea.com, and click subscribe. It doesn't cost you a thing, but you get to know all the things that are happening with us all in the next month. And we send out the newsletter just once a month, usually the first week of the month. So it's gone out, right, Chris? So everybody who is subscribed should definitely have received the email, the newsletter by now. Now then, do we have any comments or questions? Chris, it's off the cuff. What are we going to talk about? Are we actually going to talk? Are we going to just, what are we doing?
From Singapore, I'm just seeing here.
Hello.
Yeah.
Is that Sharon from Singapore?
I can't see.
It is.
Yeah.
I know my people. Hi, darling. Hi, Sharon from Singapore. So, Chris, why don't we have some questions and comments?
Well, as soon as the questions start, I would be happy to give you the questions. Mostly we're having people hop on
Gary
and saying
Swinton.
hello.
Is that Gary Swinton?
This is Chris's job.
Sorry, Chris.
That's fine, Samantha. They would love to hear from you. I think that's fine. But most everybody is just saying hello, and it's nice to see your family. And Gary's saying it's a pretty good looking crew.
It really is, Gary. Hi, how are you doing? Look, see, Samantha's surprised to see that you're even on here and watching this. But anyway, we love to have people. If you are wanting to ask a question or just simply make a comment, we just really would love to know where in the world, where in the country, which country, where are you? Because we do get people from all over the world, and it is quite fascinating to see how many people from how many different countries we do get in any given moment. Let me see, though. Probably not going to get too many people from England because 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, 12. It's only 12:30. Wake up, you sleepyheads in England. Australia should be, I think, wide awake or just waking up by now at least. We've got people from all over the world, so we want to know where you're from. We want some lovely comments from you, but we also would love some questions from you as well. We've been sitting out in the garden today. It's been absolutely glorious, glorious day. Did you want to say something, Rhys? What? Well, read
What
it.
kind of questions can I ask?
Oh, somebody's asking what kind of. Oh, thank you for that. Well, what kind of questions can you ask? Well, it's off the cuff, so you can ask.
Gamer Pro.
You can ask. You can ask anything you like. You can ask anything you like of any of us. Samantha came on our story time last week, and we were telling stories about Samantha's experiences growing up with me. That was quite fascinating. If you haven't seen that show, you can actually find it on YouTube. You can actually check it out. So that was our story time. How many stories did we tell? 4 or 5 stories, I think, of when Samantha was little, when she was growing up, and her experiences. And we did think that maybe Rhys might want to tell 1 or 2 stories, maybe this Saturday morning. It depends, though. It depends what he's doing. It depends if he's got a play date. It really depends on, he might be going swimming, going to the beach. You never, ever know, do you? There is a cautionary tale, by the way, about going to the beach. And as you can see, my grandson is very, very fair, very, very beautiful blonde hair. So if you're going to take your children to the beach, please make sure that you cover them up. Please make sure they wear a hat. Please make sure they sit under umbrellas. Please make sure you put on tons and tons, at least every hour to an hour and a half, of sun cream, sun lotion. It's really important. And then you won't have happened to you what happened to us, because Rhys yesterday actually wasn't with us. He was with somebody else.
I don't think that was yesterday. That was 2 days ago. It was Saturday.
Do you know, I'm being corrected all over the place, but actually you're right, Rhys. You correct me. On Saturday, Rhys spent something like 6.5 hours in the full sun, and consequently came home, and he was very, very sick, and he was very, very sick yesterday, and he had a very high temperature on Saturday, and you're feeling better now though, aren't you? right? Too much sun. Be careful, everybody, and make sure your children drink lots and lots and lots of water, because when they're out in the sun in the summertime, even if they're just playing out in the garden or you've got them out there in a paddling pool or something, it's very easy for children to get dehydrated. So just make sure they're drinking lots and lots and lots of fluids. Right, Chris, what do we got going on here?
So Josh Gamer Pro is from the Netherlands.
Hi, Josh from the Netherlands.
And has come up with a question.
Uh-oh.
I read your book and I loved it. And before that, I was going on a spiritual journey to astral projection.
Oh.
I got signs of an eagle. Do you have any advice for me to unlock my spiritual power?
Oh, Josh, I love this question. First of all, you say you've read my book, but I have written quite a few. So I'm assuming, although you should never assume, but I'm assuming you mean The Eagle and the Rose, because it's my first one. But I have written lots of books. And if you want to know more about those, you can go to the website. Again, I'm going to say rosemaryaltea.com, is it? Right, there you are. Anyway, I'm checking with my daughter, who actually, with Chris, deals with the website, deals with all of that stuff. But yes, we are going to be having quite a few webinars. We've got one coming up on the 21st of August, where I shall be giving messages. But as soon as I get back to Florida, which will be sometime in September, we're going to be arranging teaching webinars. We're going to be arranging all kinds of lessons and stuff going on. I think, Josh, you need to learn how to raise your level of consciousness. You need to learn how to understand the power that is within you, and how to raise your level of consciousness to the point where you're more in tune, let's say. And we'll be doing all of that. And for all of you out there who want to know more, go to the YouTube channel, because you can actually, if you go to the YouTube channel, there'll be, aside from my cooking show, there'll be, I'm not sure if we do Yorkshire puddings yet, but anyway, if you go to beside the cooking show, you'll find lots and lots of little clips of how to give healing to your own self, how to give healing to others. There are lots of things about visualization and using visualization techniques. There are lots and lots of things. So, go to YouTube and scroll down. You need to find the Rosemary Altea channel, and you can just scroll down. So there are healing hands around the world. There's lots of videos. You can see me clips on Lisa Gibbons, Oprah, on all of those, Larry King, of course. You can see all of those things if you go to the YouTube channel. But if you go to the website, it'll tell you where to go to find what. And if you want to see a couple of our exercises that we do, we have our bottom brickers. We're still looking for bottom brickers, by the way. If you want to know what is a bottom bricker, again, go to the website. And sign up for the newsletter, because this is where you'll get lots of information about what we're doing. Chris.
Maggie wants to let us know her grandson is on his way to the hospital and he might have a broken wrist.
Oh gosh. Comfrey. You need to either have somebody make him a comfrey poultice, Maggie, or I do believe you can buy comfrey tea if you go to a good natural therapist, herbalist, something like that. Comfrey, a lot of people consider it's a weed. Actually, it was originally, in Victorian times, it was called old knit bone, because making a poultice or drinking the tea helps to knit bones faster, quicker, and much less painfully. And it really does work. I've tried it with my patients. So old knit bone is what you want to get. We'll send him healing, by the way. Also, please, Maggie, let us know how he fares, would you? Okay, Chris.
Rhys, do you want to answer that question?
What question?
What question?
Oh, the one you just pointed to.
This one just says, howdy y'all.
Howdy y'all. Howdy all. Who's it from? Can you see who it's from?
Cheryl.
Cheryl. Howdy all. Cheryl. What are you going to say to her?
Say
hi.
howdy. Howdy, Cheryl.
Howdy. Howdy. Don't snort.
Rhys, how old are you?
8.
There you go. You just answered another question.
Oh, somebody's asked how old is my darling boy. He's 8 years old. Isn't he the most beautiful child you ever saw? Of course, I'm biased. So, Chris, keep going.
Pam and Brianna are just stopping by to say hello.
Hi, my loves.
Then we have a few people. It sounds like perhaps they're from someplace in England. So we have, where did it go? The dad was born in Reigate, but they now live in Canada.
Okay.
And then Michaela is from Belton.
Oh, Michaela.
Michaela?
Hi.
Michaela from Belton?
I'm not sure.
Michaela, is it you?
Michaela, is it you, Michaela? We don't know if it's Michaela. Is it Michaela from the olden days when Mama was a girl? Because we lived very close to Belton. So, Michaela, we want to know, do you know us from long ago? Do you know us from when we lived in England? And if so, come on, do you remember Michaela?
No.
If it's the same Michaela, how do you remember her, Samantha?
What do you mean, how do I remember? Because she was from our old life. We know her from years ago.
Okay, Michaela, cough it up and you can cough up all that information and you can have a chat with Samantha right here live.
Yes, very much. Is that Michaela?
That is from Michaela. He says, yes, very much so.
I know, yeah.
How do you know then? Come on, dish it up. Tell us the information.
Well, it's kind of fuzzy. She's the daughter of friends of yours, right? From long ago. What are you looking at me like that for?
Michaela, who are your mum and dad? Let us know.
Michaela Campion.
Really? Oh gosh, Michaela. If you're the Michaela of the Campions, if you're Michaela Campion, I want to say hello to you especially because your mum and dad were fantastic. But it might be another Michaela.
It isn't. I just thought it's Michaela. I think she just said.
She did say that, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so. XX.
Can you, your mum and dad, let me tell you, okay, I'm going to tell you all something about Michaela. You see, it is off the cuff, so we don't even have to worry about what anybody thinks because we can talk about whatever we like. But this is something you'll like to know. When Mosey, I'm Mosey by the way, when
Adele and Philip.
Hmm?
Adele and Philip.
Who's that?
Michaela is saying Adele and Philip, her mum and dad.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Go
No,
ahead.
no, fine. Okay, it's Chris's job to read the messages, so keep your fingers away from that. Okay, just for a minute.
I think this is cool, though. I mean, the fact that they
Well,
can read what's happening, sure.
So Adele and Philip Campion, apparently Michaela's parents. When I was struggling financially and could barely feed myself, never mind my child, somehow or another they came into my life. Adele, Michaela, your mom, joined our group when I first started to work as a spiritual medium, like way back in the beginning. And they saw my circumstances and they would come over, they would bring food, they would invite me, they'd come and pick me up and bring food. And on and on it went. They were a fantastic couple, Michaela, and you're so lucky to have had them as your mum and dad. And I'm so thrilled that you are here with us tonight. So, okay, Chris.
Michaela says we live at Old Station House, Belton.
Golly, yes. Isn't that where you used to live? Are you still there after all these years? The old station house. Isn't that the house you lived in with your mum and dad? Let me know. Anyway, Chris, keep going.
Madeline says, hello from the Caribbean, wishing you a nice day. I do listen to you sometimes, Rosemary. Thank you for all you are telling us.
Oh, well, Madeline, any invitations
I was just
coming
going
our
to say,
way?
I was just going to say, Madeline, the Caribbean.
Would you like to go to the Caribbean? Americans would call, what would you, do we call it the Caribbean, or did the Americans call it the
Caribbean. Chris, what do you call it?
As after I said it, I went, well, maybe I do call it the Caribbean, but I have also called it the Caribbean. So I guess it just depends what comes out of my mouth.
The Caribbean.
We definitely call it the Caribbean.
Anyway, we want invitations. So any invitations would be absolutely great. We're getting another phone call in, which we're turning off immediately. Okay, so all right, keep going. Samantha,
Janina says your grandson is so adorable.
Who said that?
Janina.
Janina, yes.
And Karen says he's so handsome. Hello, Rhys.
Say hi.
Hello.
Would it be Janina, my neighbour? Janina. Is it my? We're getting everybody in here that we know. Is it my neighbour, Janina, in Florida, that is talking about my grandson? I would like to know that. Or maybe it's another Janina, but you don't hear the name Janina very often, do you?
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
Yes.
Hi, Janina. Thanks for help with the pool. Okay, keep going.
All right. Rhonda says, my son just got out of rehab on Sunday for alcoholism. Could I please ask that everyone send healing to him, that he be able to stay on a good path? He has been in your healing book for a few months, and I feel it's working.
We shall keep him in the healing book. Definitely be sending him lots and lots of good healing energy out there. Can we just ask Rhys? You know how to give healing, don't you? Yeah. Well, if you're going to be on the shows, you've got to not be silly. So, are you going to send healing to Rhonda's son too? Would you like to do that? Would that be a yes
I'm
or
doing
no?
that now.
You're doing it now? You are. Rhys is sending your son healing, Rhonda. Rhys, although he's only 8 years old, well, he's our child, right? He knows how to send healing because we send healing to puppies, don't we? And he's been sending healing to me too, right? So we'll send healing to Rhonda's son too. All right, Chris.
Josh Gamer wants to know, what are all of your favorite foods? So one for each of you.
Oh, okay. Well, it's so funny, Josh, you should ask this question, because sitting outside today eating dinner, Rhys gave us a list of his favourite foods.
Dinners. It's a whole different favourite food.
Yeah.
Is a whole different thing.
Yeah, Rhys is well, first of all, let's start with breakfast. What's your favourite breakfast?
Pancakes.
What's your, because he only has pancakes.
Well, can't you just have, doesn't he just want
Just
favourite food?
yeah.
What's your favourite food?
Ever.
Chocolate.
Chocolate. Oh, that's good. Okay, Samantha, what's your favourite food?
Probably chocolate.
Really?
Or some kind of potato. They really like potatoes.
We love potatoes in this house.
Any kind of potato.
Done any way whatsoever.
I only like potato chips and French fries.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what is my favourite food? Can I come back to it? I have to think about it. There are so many.
Oh, no. You have the same time limit, Rosemary.
Oh, I do?
We came up with
Yes.
something, so come on.
Oh, gosh. Just off the top of my head, dark chocolate, liquid cherries. There you go. Yeah. Ooh. Not just chocolate. I don't eat any old chocolate. Maggie sends me my favourite chocolate. So lots of people send me favourite chocolate. Actually, not lots of people, because otherwise I'd be so huge. I wouldn't be able to sit 3 of us on the sofa. Josh, what's your favourite food? Why don't we ask Josh? Okay, Chris, keep going.
All right. This is, oh goodness, we're scrolling. This is from Pam. Says, lovely to see your family. I remember at a conference you talked about your most prized possession. You said it was wrapped gummy bear from Samantha. That story
Yes.
stuck with me.
Yes, if I had my purse in front of me, I would actually show it to you, but I've no idea where my purse is. But I still have that. It wasn't actually a gummy bear. It was, for all of you Brits out there who are watching at this ridiculously late hour, it actually was a jelly baby, which is, I suppose, sort of the equivalent of a gummy bear, but a little bit softer, with lots of sugar on it. And my daughter wrapped it for me when she was, well, a lot younger than you, when she was about 2 or 3 years old. She wrapped it in paper and gave it to me, Rhys. What do you think? And I've still got it. All these long years later.
Is it rotten?
Is it rotten? Well, actually, the funny thing is, you would think it would be rotten and smelly, wouldn't you? But it actually isn't. Maybe I'll bring it out for you all the next time we have an off the cuff, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay.
Josh said his favorite is white chocolate.
White chocolate. All right, then. It's very hard to cook with white chocolate, you know. It's really not an easy thing to set and to cook with. But anyway. Okay, Chris. All right, Chris, what's your favourite food? Come on.
Krupp Crockers.
Pardon?
Krupp Crockers.
I'm sorry, what?
KRUP KOCKER.
Crockers?
Krupp Crockers? Okay, then. Well, I'm glad you told us. We have no idea what they are, but we're glad you told us. I bet there's some kind of German food. Anyway.
Swedish.
Oh, sorry, Swedish. Krupp Crockers. Can you say that first?
Crockers.
All right. Let's keep going. Krupp Crocker.
Rhonda's saying thank you, Rhys, for sending her son healing.
Oh, what do you say?
You're welcome.
You're very welcome. Don't use that silly voice. What would you say?
You're welcome.
There you are. Okay. Next, Chris.
Okay, Trove Troin says this is a weird question, but what is your favorite weapon or the one you are good with?
What is my favorite what?
Weapon.
Oh, that's easy. My tongue. My tongue is my favorite and most deadly weapon.
What?
What is your favorite? What is your favorite weapon? Same. And Rhys, as you can see, is learning the art.
Maybe teeth.
And it's Rhys's teeth, except that he's missing some. And what would your favourite weapon be? Who is it who asked that question?
I've gone past it, so I can't scroll back at the moment.
Okay, I'm going to add, there are two. Well, actually, my tongue is so sharp because my mind is so sharp. So I would say that my mind and my tongue are my most deadly weapons. You'd say the same thing, right? Yeah. Okay, keep going.
That was Trove Troin.
We are getting some very weird questions today, but
We
that's
are.
all right.
We have a whole bunch of people on names that I haven't seen before, so
Okay.
it's fun that way.
Well,
Although we
you
love
know,
seeing our regulars too.
Can I just explain that at the off the cuff, we talk about anything at all, anything you want to talk about. I am a spiritual medium. This is a spiritual show, although it doesn't seem like it at the moment. Having said that, my most deadly weapon is my tongue. But we do try. We strive for spirituality here. Okay, let's go.
Cheryl's saying it's nice to see so much laughing and smiling. Karen says, I just love you all together. How fun you are. You brighten my day.
Oh, good. We're so glad.
And
We're so
Rhonda
very
says, This is so much fun having all of you together.
Who was that?
Rhonda.
Rhonda. Well, yes. Well, it's so much fun for us every day. Samantha and Rhys have been having a dance party outside. They tried to get me to join in. I joined in from the sofa, but with what? Can we show a couple of moves? Let's show a couple of moves. There you are. That is a snippet of our dance party that we had in the garden this afternoon. Keep going.
Luciana's on, and I believe they're from Italy. They do not comprehend, no comprendo what you are saying.
I'm not sure that we even comprehend tonight. I'm not sure that we even comprehend tonight either, but we're doing our best. Okay, Chris.
All right. If you're looking for a serious question,
we don't
let's
mind.
see.
Whatever you've got for us.
All right. Then we're going to hear from Josephine, who wants to know if you know the cause of schizophrenia.
Are you asking medically? Because there are many different causes of schizophrenia, many different causes. So I'm forgotten to switch my phone off. And so medically, yes. Spiritually, yes. Many different causes. So that's as much as I can say about that. But thanks for the question, Josephine.
Sunshine Moon says, I'm just arriving after my birthday dinner. The cake was chocolate, ice cream, hot fudge, and whipped cream. Chocolate is my favorite too. Do I have a birthday message?
Yes. Happy birthday to you. Say happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
There you are. Okay. Why weren't we invited for chocolate cake is what I want to know. Keep them coming, Chris.
Well, that's all I'm having for questions right now.
That's it?
That's
Well,
it.
I saw that somebody said crackers.
Okay. All right. Well, you know the rule. The rule is that once the questions end, we end. So we like participation in this chat room. We love participation in this chat room. We'd like to know where you're all from. We'd like to know what brought you here to us anyway. What are you doing here? Why were you inclined? This is to all of you out there. Why were you inclined? We know that lots of people are regular and they follow us. I wonder why. But those of you who are new, we would love to know, how did you find us? Did we just pop up on your phone? Have you followed us? Did you read any of my books? What's going on in your life that you should actually, right at this moment in time, are you just about ready to go to sleep and you thought, last minute on the computer, and there we are again, we popped up with our with our off the cuff stuff. So we're asking you some questions. We'd love for you to answer them. So how are you doing with that one, Chris?
Well, Michaela from England's wondering, are you coming over to England?
Well, I was supposed to come over. We were all, the three of us, were supposed to be coming over in the last last 2 or 3 months. In fact, had all gone as planned, we would have been just coming to England from Italy. We were due to go to Italy sometime in the first 2 weeks of July, and then we were hopping over to England. And then I was going to stay and do some, yes, now listen to this, everybody. I was going to stay and do some workshops and do some all sorts of things in England with a couple of friends of mine in England who also work in this field. We all know what happened, don't we? COVID hit. We thought we could get away with it. They would allow us to go. This is the thing. I could have gone to Italy. We could have all gone to Italy. Samantha and Rhys would have been able to come back into America because they are American citizens, but I am a British citizen. So there was some doubt as to whether if I left here, they'd let me back in. So we decided, at the risk of having to spend a whole year in England, which I couldn't really do. I'd love to do it, but I couldn't really do. at risk of that, we cancelled the trip. So keeping our fingers crossed, we're coming next year. Again, let me just say this. Go to the website, sign up. What is it? You subscribe. Click subscribe and you will get our newsletter every month, and it'll be telling you what we're up to and what we're doing. But Michaela, when I come over to England, we've got to meet and hug and do all that good stuff. Chris.
Rhonda says, talking to you and hearing other questions gives me a spiritual lift. Sharon's asking, how do I get your books?
If you email Chris, Chris, K-R-I-S, at rosemaryaltea.com. If you email Chris, then she'll be able to tell you. We can tell you right now, if you go to Lulu, L-U-L-U, lulu.com.
You can just go from your site. It's the easiest.
Oh, is it?
There's a books section on.
There's a store.
There's a store on the website, and just go there, and there's different links. Some of them take you off and take you to Lulu. Some of them, I think they take you to Amazon, maybe, Chris, do they? I can't remember.
Rosemary's Square site.
Yeah, there are various
various
ways
options
to get it.
So again, Sharon, go to the website, my darling, and you'll see in the book section. You'll see, and just click on that, and it'll tell you the various options that you can have in order for you to get the books. Chris.
Michaela said, I do miss you. I have so many questions to ask you.
Well, maybe we could get together when I come to England, Michaela. Maybe we could get together, and maybe we can get together with your mum and dad as well. You know what I mean by that, don't you? I would love to talk to them again. I would love to see them again. And, we could have a family reunion, an odd family reunion, some might think, because Michaela's parents passed a while ago. But we could still have a family reunion, couldn't we, Michaela? All right, Chris, keep going.
I would if I had questions.
Oh, okay then. Well, I think that is at it then. Samantha, do you want to just tell people what it is that you're doing? Because Samantha has just become a part of our team. So do you want to just briefly run over that? Those of you who have the newsletter will have read about what Samantha's going to be doing, but do you want to say anything about that at all?
I am going to be making myself available for life coaching, guidance, help with sort of a spiritual grounded tools and teachings based on mum's things that I've learnt through living with my mum my whole life. That's it.
Yeah, if you think of all of the great teachers around the world, in fact, if you think of, I'm thinking of Reiki, for instance. Before Reiki was Americanized, in order to be a Reiki master, you had to live in the house of a Reiki master, and you had to live in the house of a Reiki master when you were very small. And in the different villages throughout the country, the Reiki master of the town, rather like in the Native American culture, people lived with the shaman. In order for the shaman to teach someone, they had to live with the shaman and work with the shaman. With Reiki, the Reiki teacher would choose maybe one or two children from the village. It was a great honor. They would go and live with the Reiki master. But only when the Reiki master died could one of those other children, now grown, become a Reiki master. It was believed, and I do believe very much so, that the best grounding for spiritual guidance, spiritual help, the way of life, the way of living, and how we live, we teach our children, don't we, every day? And our children learn by our example very, very much so. And so Samantha has the advantage of actually having lived with me all of her life. It's not been necessarily easy sometimes, right? But very fruitful, very insightful, and learning through me, working with me, being with me on a daily basis, being involved with a lot of my patients, being involved with, people like Adele and Philip, Michaela's parents. Just being around it all, you gather information, you glean information. And I think we were talking to, I think it was Josh, about raising your level of consciousness. And as you live with someone and you learn and you work with someone, your level of consciousness just becomes automatically raised. With Rhys, he's also learning, doesn't even realize that he's learning, but he knows all about healing, for instance. He knows how to send healing. Rhonda, he right off the cuff, he didn't even have to think about it. He just said, when I said, would he send healing, or when he said he would send healing, he was doing it automatically without even thinking about it. And when you live in this environment, the environment that we have here, where it is a perfectly natural and ordinary process that we go through, we don't even think about it. And so Samantha has that ability she's sort of been immersed in it, let's say. She's marinated in all of this stuff for years and years, growing up as a small child, growing up, and then living her own life and doing her own work. And as a life coach, she really does have some incredible and insightful ways and knowledge that she can share with other people. So I think that's what we're talking about. So she's been marinating for a little while now, right?
I'm very well preserved. I'm actually 75 years old.
No, you're not.
We're teasing. Okay, are there any more questions, Chris?
Yes.
Anything else? Any more comments? Any more questions?
Yes. Karen wants to know, does Grey Eagle communicate with you while you are dreaming?
She's talking to me.
Yes.
Does Grey Eagle communicate with me while I'm dreaming?
Yes.
Well, Grey Eagle and I, while I'm sleeping, we go off. We do our thing. We're busy. We're busy doing all sorts of things in our sleep state. That's a whole other thing. I do like the question, though. Anything else, Chris?
Yes. Josh Gamer wants to know, will you ever go to Holland?
I've actually been to Holland. I was, Josh, I don't know if she's retired now, but I think she's retired for a few years. But I was on the Tinnicker show for several times many years ago. There's one particular show that you might, if you can get, I bet you can get it on YouTube. You might want to watch. It was they had me on the Tinnicker show, and there was I was in the dressing room, getting makeup and everything, getting ready to go on the show, and one of the organisers of the show came into the dressing room, and she said, "We'd like to ask you something. Would you mind very much? There is a lady in our audience who would really like to speak to you." And immediately, of course, I'm listening to her, but I'm also listening to Grey Eagle, and Grey Eagle said, this woman's lost a child. So absolutely, I said yes. And I said to this young woman, has this person lost a child? She said yes. I said, then I'm happy to talk to her. So without any other preamble, she came on the show and sat with us. She was from Belgium, and I don't want to tell you too much, Josh, because I want you to find, if you can, I want you to find that show, the Tinnicker show, and anyone here, you can watch it. Of course, it's in Dutch, but it does have subtitles when I'm speaking. Anyway, the upshot of this was a very dramatic, very, very dramatic show, because the lady sat next to me. I'd never seen her before, obviously, and I said to her, so I understand that you've lost a child, and she said yes. Now, as I'm talking to her, what I didn't realise, and what the producers of these TV shows often do, is they put up photographs of different things. So if it's a child, they put up the photograph of the child or whatever it is. And so the viewing audience can see. the live audience can see, and we did have a live audience, they could see, but from where I'm sitting, I can't see that. So it turned out that I asked Grey Eagle, is it possible to find out? And it wasn't that she did know that her daughter had passed. However, she went missing. And in fact, I knew almost immediately that 2 kids went missing. So we're looking at a sort of a young teenage girl and a boy, her brother and sister. And they'd both gone out of the house and were never seen again. And then the young woman was found. Her body was found. I'm not going to tell you anymore, but there is so much to this story and so much about the brother that nobody was sure about because he was never found. And it's an amazing, amazing story. So if any of you can sort of download it from YouTube or just watch it and see if you can figure out, because you will be you'll hear me, the Tinnicker Show. I'm going to say it again. It's the Tinnicker, Tiniki, I think it is, to the Tinnicker Show. And I was on that show several times, but Josh, you might be interested to check that out. Chris, did we lose you?
Josh had 2 other questions.
Okay.
How do you fly in the spirit world? And where is your gray eagle?
Well, right at this moment in time, Grey Eagle is standing right behind us, and how we fly is, well, we leave our body and off we go traveling. That's what we do. As I've said, you want to know more, you've got to check us out and go find more information about us and subscribe, because we do have our webinars, which, can be extremely helpful. We're also on every Thursday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we do a lot of off the cuff, and we also are on every Saturday morning doing our story time, which people seem to love a lot. So, okay, Chris, anything else?
Maggie wants to know, will my grandson be okay? And is my parents and daughter with him?
Yes and yes. I know you well enough, Maggie, to know that that's all you need from me.
Sharon's asking, sometimes people are on their deathbed. They are seen reaching for something. Are they reaching out to their loved ones? I've read and heard about this many times.
Well, I've read and heard about it, but I've also seen it, witnessed it, and it's an amazing thing, because you know that they are reaching towards their angels. You know that they're reaching towards their family. You know that they're reaching towards those who they know and who they love, and they're reaching out to them, reaching heavenward, just wanting to be taken. And when you actually do see it, it's quite an amazing thing. It's sort of quite, it's a very quiet thing. There's nothing going on, very rarely any sound, but you see people reaching out, and you know, with the look on their faces, you know that there's so much joy.
Sunshine Moon wants to know, is Rhys watching the Olympics? And if so, what is his favorite sport to watch?
Are you watching the Olympics, Rhys? No, sorry, we're not watching the Olympics. You're having too much fun.
If I was, I will be probably watching swimming.
He's an amazing swimmer. Did you hear that, everybody? If he was watching the Olympics, it would be swimming. And he is an amazing little swimmer himself. He swims underwater, don't you? Swim. He's like a fish. So, anything else, Chris?
Let's see. What is everyone? This is from Josh Gamer again. What is everyone's aura color? Hold on, it's scrolling.
Well,
including Chris. Sorry if I said your name wrong. That's okay.
All right. Well, everyone has their own different energy field, their own different aura, depending on their mood, depending on their health, depending on so many different things. So each person's aura is his own, and actually varies can vary in the course of a conversation. So I love that Joss has got all these questions. Okay, Chris.
Michaela's asking, can we have a one-on-one with Samantha? And we also had somebody else earlier saying they would like some time with Samantha as well.
Yes, you absolutely can. And if you subscribe, or if you go to the website, you will see how to get in touch with Samantha. And at this moment, until Samantha sets up her own personal email, if you just email Chris, Kris, at rosemaryaltea.com, in the subject line put Samantha, and then just write and say that you'd like to have a consultation with Samantha. You can have a one-on-one consultation with Samantha, and Chris will send you all the information and we'll set it up. But yes, absolutely. And let me tell you, I know she's my daughter. You're going to expect that a mother's going to say this about her child, but she is really quite amazing. And she is, what I think you sort of, it's hard to describe really what it is that you are in just one name, isn't it? Life coach, sort of.
Life coach, yeah.
Life coach sort of says it, but it's.
I don't speak to.
She doesn't
the
speak
spirit
to the
world
spirit world.
like Mum does, so I'm not doing that.
But life coach, life advice on any subject that you have, anything that you're concerned about, any help or guidance you'd like with your life, or where you want to go with your life, or any help with, on deciding what course your life should take. Relationships. So she's good at those. All sorts of things that she deals with. But if you do want, any of you out there, if you do want to have a consultation with Samantha, then do please visit the website. It'll tell you all about it. There's a blurb about her, and also if you subscribe, you'll get the newsletter as well. And that will be it'll tell you more about what she does and how she does it, and so on and so forth. So please do feel free to go to the website and check us out. Don't forget me also. Just
Nancy's saying, "Hi, Rosemary. I am missing my mother today. Do you think she knows?"
Nancy, hi. I'm. It's so easy. It just would be so easy for me to trip it off my tongue. But as usual, I am pausing to hear what Greg will say. Yes, she knows. This is from Grey Eagle. Yes, she knows. She's right by your side. She knows how lonely you are right now. So I'm reaching out to you, because I hate that. So I'm reaching out. I'm going to put my arms out to you. And I know absolutely that your lovely mother is also reaching out and putting her arms around you. So it's hard, isn't it, to be without our loved ones, but they are right there with you. I know that you know it, but I'm just confirming it for you. Chris.
Josh Gamer has 2 more questions. What's everyone's spirit animal, and what's everyone's favorite kind of music?
Okay, I'm only going to answer for me. So, would you like to say anything about your favorite music? What is your favorite music? What's your favorite music?
I like every kind of music.
Beatles.
Rhys likes the Beatles. Good job.
I like Bugs music.
Bugs?
That's funny, okay. Rhys.
All right. And also Rhys is learning to play the piano. And what is your favorite piece of music? We've been playing Beethoven, haven't we? For those of you who don't know who Beethoven is.
Beethoven.
But it's spelled Beethoven. So he's playing some Beethoven and some, what else are you playing? Haydn and I've forgotten. Anyway, so he likes all kinds of music, I think it's fair to say. I like most music. I love opera. the most, I think that to where I really, really love to go is I like the blues, I like jazz, I like the blues, I like
Blues twice.
the blues twice, apparently. I mean, you know, I love that sort of jazzy stuff and the bluesy stuff, and of course I like to sing that stuff too. So my power animal, I'm not sure you'd say an animal, but the eagle obviously is my power animal, and my power symbol is the feather. And if any of you want to know more about your power animal, what it is, or your power symbol, what it is, then we will be doing our webinars. So watch out for those, everybody. Chris.
All right, we're coming right up to the hour, but we have two more serious questions. Lynn.
I thought that was a very serious question.
Lynn is asking, how can I help my son who recently lost his only son to suicide?
My best suggestion to you would be to find a really good medium. This is the way that I would go with this. And have a consultation, or what, I mean, I don't know in what area you're in. You can see I have people from all over the world. I think Sharon wouldn't mind me saying she's in Singapore, but has consulted with me. I think that, let me see. I would suggest, if you don't want to do that, or your son is not interested in doing that, I would suggest that he goes to somewhere like the Salvation Army. I'm a great proponent of the Salvation Army. Your local church, find a minister that you can connect with. There are so many support groups for parents who have lost their kids to suicide. I have an extremely good friends, very close friends of mine, who also lost their son to suicide. And I would be very happy to, if they agreed, and I don't know if they would or not, but if they agreed, I would be very happy to put you in touch with them, to have your son just needs someone to talk to, and perhaps someone who's been in the same situation. And my friends, Jeff and Andrea, have been in that very situation, and I know would be willing to talk, but I would have to ask them to make sure first. So go to your nearest church, go to the Salvation Army, look at support groups. And by all means, if we can help in any way, just please let us know. And again, I'll give our email. You can write Rosemary@rosemaryaltea.com, or if you want a specific question or a consultation, or you want to know about Samantha and her consultations, or me and my consultations, then you need to write to Chris, K-R-I-S, Chris@rosemaryaltea.com. And also my advice would be check in on these shows, check in on the Thursday show, check in on the Saturday Storytime show, because you know, we always have people with these questions, and we're always able to give as much help and advice as we can, whenever we can. You said there were a couple of questions, Chris. So
Teresa wants to know, is my mother-in-law at peace and pain-free?
I'm hearing from Grey Eagle simply a yes, and to trust. It's not so easy to trust, is it? But trust is the message that you're given today. Anything else, Chris?
Sharon saying, I had the most incredible consultation with Rosemary, and I am hoping for another one early next year. I cannot recommend her enough. Rosemary is the most genuine, generous, and kind soul.
Wow. Well, thank you. So, Sharon, did we pay you for that? I don't think so, but thank you so very much for that. That's very nice of you, very sweet of you to say that. If any of you out there are thinking of going to a spiritual medium or having a consultation or a session with a spiritual medium, please do be very, very careful. Only go on recommendations. And if you go to see someone and they are not what they say they are, don't be afraid to ask for your money back. When I have my consultations, the first thing I say to people is this: if this does not work for me, and remember, I've got high standards, if it does not work for me, I'll give you two choices. I will immediately refund your money, or we'll try again and again, and maybe even again at no extra cost. And any good medium, anyone who's worth anything or is real and very, very honest will absolutely do that for you. I do not charge for my time. I charge for the content. And so please be very wary, everybody out there, when you're thinking about going to see someone for a consultation. Just make sure that they come recommended. Chris, anything else?
Josh wants to know, how does Gray Eagle know everything? He must be fast.
He must be what?
Fast.
Oh, well, he would be the first to tell you, Josh. I love the fact that you have these lots of questions. I love the fact that you're here. I must tell you that Gray Eagle will tell you himself, is telling you he does not know everything. Still learning and growing where he is. So even though he is a very highly evolved spiritual entity, he is learning and growing. And that pleases me, because I'm still struggling to learn and grow, as all of us are here. Chris, is that it? I think that's it.
That
right?
is it.
Okay, so, well, thank you everyone for joining us on our Off the Cuff. Thank you so much for all these great questions. Thank you, Josh. I can see you're going to be a force to be reckoned with. So thank you. Excuse me. Thank you, all of you out there, for your great, great questions. We've had a lot of fun today. Chris, thank you especially to you, because you do such a fabulous job. We love you. I'd like to say thank you to Gray Eagle also. And Chris, why don't you say goodbye to everybody?
Have a great night, everyone.
Samantha?
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. So please, all of you out there, have a very, very blessed rest of whatever the day you have left. Have a very, very blessed rest of the day, everyone. We may see you on Thursday. We're looking forward to seeing you perhaps even on Saturday morning. Again, go to the website, rosemaryaltea.com, for more information. Thank you once again. Please, all of you out there, have a very blessed rest of the day. Bye-bye, everybody.